We are all just slaves until we are masters. Period. I really wanted to start this elf video off with this. Because it has the Glastonbury hazing video or hazing grid on it. None of you know until you experience it. All right, on elves. Elves 11. Elven 11. Elven 11. B1 11. It's hard to be one with God if you're not a renunciate. Willing to give up everything. So if you watch the Secrets of the Mexican Shamans video, every single action I do is a ritual magic. Cutting hair is a pattern-breaking magic. So today, I'm going to cut my hair on screen while teaching you guys about the elves. It's sad, but this is the way it's going to be. Don't worry, I've done this a bazillion times before. Each cut is another entry into NetSock. I'll get my hair properly buzzed, right? Probably today or tomorrow. Another entry into NetSock. Another entry into NetSock. Another entry into NetSock. Another entry into NetSock. Oh, these scissors are, my magic scissors. Another entry into NetSock. Another entry into NetSock. Man. Another entry into NetSock. 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 More. Another entry into nutsock. Ah, I'm feeling it through my root chakra now. That's pretty good. The elves. Another entry into nutsock. Actually, I'll start talking about the elves when I'm done cutting my hair. I wish I knew how to style it. It's a little weird. Like spikes. Another entry into nutsock. It's called a pixie cut for a reason. Another entry into nutsock. Yeah, I'm expecting Markle to do this. And Ibis. It'd be really good if they did it videotaped. To actually show their humility. Another entry into nutsock. Another entry into nutsock. Doesn't look that bad. Still have some hair, you know. Another entry into nutsock. Is okay. Another entry into nutsock. Oh man. Another entry into nutsock. Another entry into nutsock. I look like a pixie. It's really easy. Now I can just go get, you know, shaped or whatever. I feel Star putting the magic in it. Don't want those mullets. Another entry into nutsock. Another entry into nutsock. All right, there we go. It's called letting go of material attachment. For a higher gain. I hope I don't offend any of you. On elves. I mean, I could shut it. I could do it really short. I think everybody's expecting it. Look at that. Crap. More into Netsuck. Do we need to make me bald, or is this good enough? More into Netsuck. Gets cold here in winter. All right. Charlie says not bald. This is pretty good. It's good enough. All right. So, on elves. Elves have historically known how to create technology to be in harmony with nature. That's it. That's not like this modern day green technology. It's like higher technology. So this modern day green technology is a really ugly low bar. Think if it doesn't look like the Lord of the Rings elves, it doesn't look like it's going to exist. So, what we do, you have to be in alignment with Netsuck and the beauty of nature to continue to thrive in Hode. So, we figured out. There are a couple types of elves that we really see. We see the Lord of the Rings elves, the different tribes of the Lord of the Rings elves, because, the Rivendell elves are different than the Lothlorien elves, which are different than the Woodland elves, right? Like Evangeline Lilly's character, she's cool. But the rest of the Woodland elves are low, arrogant. But Evangeline Lilly's like, yeah, proactive. We are part of this world. Instead of isolationist. And I feel like you guys are all isolationists, which isolates me into productivity. It's kind of funny how it works that way. I say something that's too high of a bar of standard or of divinity, so you guys all attack me, which makes me have to run and hide from everybody. Which is exactly what you guys did and do every day. I'm not allowed to be a Christian and, be a Buddhist monk at the same time and be supported by a community of it while, having astral sex with Elijah Wood, because his astral self, just can't get it hold or any control. Doesn't matter how many healers I've gone to over the last decade to try to stop it. It doesn't matter. So because, my reality is so just too much for people, doesn't matter how much I've paid healers or psychics, doesn't matter how much work I've put forward, their inability to handle my reality and my truth isolates me. Because that doesn't say anything about me. That says everything about them. They can't be one with God or with me at all, because God would understand what's going on. And God would be able to heal it and deal with it. God would be a mediator going, how do I even get them in the room together to even have a conversation about what's going on? That would be God. And then all the work through lifetimes, etc., etc. Instead of try to shame me or put me down because of what I've been constantly experiencing for 12 years. On elves. So we have the Lord of the Rings elves. We have Christmas elves. And we have the elves from the Harry Potter world. House elves, right? House elves are like, the house elves and the Santa's elves are like slaves. They're slaves. Nothing gets done without their work. They're slavas, which is what you guys are going to become until you evolve into Lord of the Rings style elves. You guys are going to become little house elves. Slavas. This is normal guru magic, by the way. You don't get to study with, masters unless you're their slava. You drop everything. You go, how do I serve? Now, Hermione really wants to free the house elves, right? But they're still, those free elves are still slavas to God. And they still give their life to serve a divine order. It's the same thing. They don't have to serve like Lucius Malfoy. They have to serve divinity. Otherwise, the matrix grid collapses. Over and over and over. This doesn't mean like they get to serve themselves all day long. While like Jesus dies on a cross. They don't. They have to serve Jesus too. Jesus didn't die on a cross to free you guys from your work. Jesus died on a cross to prove that you guys are ugly on the inside. Died for your sins. You isolated Jesus too. And turned him into nothing. Because you guys were ugly. So we've got the house elves from the Harry Potter world. Everything at Hogwarts gets done because of those elves. And those are slavas in our lineage, in our Mayan lineage. Dimensional mastery. It's just, even if we're not sitting, getting taught and processing every shitty thing about us while Star spews dragon fire at us. We're doing the dishes or the laundry, cleaning the toilets, Or sweeping the floors, and we do it every day. Every day. It's not like, oh, we do it once for the week. No, every day. And we work as a team. It's a slave or princess team. Or prince team. A couple boys show up. And it's like, if that you thought that was going to be your free time for the day, no, because you have slaving to do. You don't get an hour for yourself. Ugh. Kids are getting raped on the planet. You want an hour for yourself so you can what? Like, relax? No. It's like self-indulgence. I needed like time to do yoga. I could barely fit that in. I think I did yoga like 5 times in a month-long retreat. I have a problem with not getting enough sleep because I carry all the dragon energy. So I need more sleep than most people. And it was like, I couldn't even function. Slave on top of 12 hours of class and then, everything. Elves, house elves. Be one with God. Then we have the Christmas elves, which is pretty much the same thing. They're just slaves to doing God's Christmas work. This year, it's going to be the red and blue angel wings. I wonder if anyone is even smart enough to get the download to create the the glass blown dragons instead of the shit that they're going to end up creating. We'll see. You know why they don't do it? Because it's too hard. It's too expensive. When they sell out and build redundant shit instead. And then we've got, like, if you're going to rape the planet, might as well put magic in it so we can create technology that will serve a higher order. Nobody believes that creating the red and blue angel wings or the heart of the twin dragons is of service to the planet. But they can't pass Hode unless they get that lesson. But they'll do everything else. Like, again, if you're not going to renounce from everything, at least do something of service. That's the elven world. If I'm not going to renounce everything, at least build a technology of service. We'll get to the mate stuff because that heart of the twin dragon thing is important for the elven work and the hermaphrodite energy. So we have the Lord of the Rings elves. And the Avatar people, the Na'vi, look a lot like those Lord of the Rings elves. So much so that it's like the Lord of the Rings elves, like Legolas, climbed the falling tower and entered in Pandora. And then got colored blue. And was blessed by Netzach. Because the Lord of the Rings elves still exist only in Hode. Unless they're in harmony with dragons. But historically, those elves just, get attacked by them instead. So being in harmony with the dragons is a Netzach energy, God's nature attunement. It's where the dragons might be your friend instead of your enemy. Yeah, that's why Daenerys looks like Aphrodite. And she's, even if she burns down the entire planet, she's still better than every one of you guys. Hermione is not better than Daenerys. She has magic, but she can't attune to nature unless she becomes Daenerys. So, this is what the 5-strand spider DNA is, by the way. The spider DNA activation is the attunement with nature to activation, reactivation. Keep getting it. 5 physical strand, over and over. You guys should do this meditation every single month, at least. On elves and their mates. To be able to pass Hode, you have had to have been blessed by the feminine aspect of Hode. The magic for Hode is bringing the feminine and masculine together into one. This is why you'll see Harry and Hermione, Isis and Osiris. Harry and Hermione are lovers, and if you guys don't understand that, then you should go talk to J.K. Rowling. Harry and Hermione, Isis and Osiris, Rey and Kylo. It's about bringing that energy together and uniting it into one. A Hermes brain. It's the Hermes. This is why Hermione's pair is. Even 11 and what's his face? I don't even remember. Frodo and Froda. Not Frodo and Sam. So, historically, mates, the elven mates, want to kill each other. All their shadow sides have to be reconciled to create the bond. But it's really like also who's equal. So if Elijah tried to kill me for the last 12 years, which he did, and I survive, Kylo, and I become Rey, eventually we can create the bond. And then, you know, if you watch Pacific Rim, once that bond is created, Kali, Shiva, same thing, becomes superhuman. Without it, it's fucked. Elven mates have to match. That twin flame has to match. That's why 11 of wands, 11 of fire, twin flame. That's it. Sorry, this is really a harsh truth for most of you. But at least you got to enjoy watching me sacrifice my hair. Collie Wren out.